Is this thing on? Hello and welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name is Luke, and
I'm William.
Yeah, we're gonna be checking out the trailer for "Is This Thing On" by Bradley Cooper and Will Arnett, and Laura Dern is in it as well. It's a stand-up comedian movie, or we think. I don't know much more about that. I do know that stand-up is hard to do in film. It's almost never done correctly. So yeah.
I know nothing of this. I just if we look off some, it's because we have separate screens with IMDb. Because when we're done with this, we're gonna want to do the priority report. Where is this a priority 1? We got to see it. Priority 2, priority 3, and we'll want to know your information. And following that, we're gonna have some put on our business hats, and we're gonna talk about some of the points of it, what we think business wise, and the cast. So make sure to stick around for after the trailer and let us know what you think.
Another one?
Yeah, why not?
All right, Alex Novak, downstairs in 2 minutes.
That's me.
That's Will Arnett.
Well, you better head down there then.
Where?
Just straight behind you, down the stairs.
So I listen to a lot of stand-up podcasts, a lot.
Hey, what up, man? How you doing? You see the light? Just get off, right?
And I have been to
Just talk to him. Have fun.
the Comedy Cellar at New York, and it's awesome.
Okay, so from Bradley Cooper, like you said. Star is Born and Maestro.
Tell a joke.
I think I'm getting a divorce. What tipped me off was that I'm living in an apartment on my own. Yeah. And my wife and kids don't live there. That was probably the biggest clue.
That's not
Not
good.
exactly sure what happened. Came home from work one day. Someone said, "Is this thing over?" Pretty sure it was her. Probably should have paid attention. That's what she meant about not paying attention.
True.
I haven't seen BC yet.
Oh, he's gonna be the friend.
Is finding somebody you can also be unhappy with. Somebody who has your back. You stopped having each other's backs.
Maybe you stop being a cool hang.
What? You tell jokes?
Well, I mean, I try. It's more like kind of funny stories from my life. And
Oh, honey, I had no idea your life was this bad.
Yeah, what's funny about
Why he threw you out?
Is this thing
Are
on?
you gonna be
My
okay?
searchlight.
I'm gonna be okay. I'll be okay.
Awesome.
It's time for the priority report. Priority 1, you're going to make your life change in all ways you didn't know you could to see this as soon as possible. Priority 2, you will see this movie. It maybe not the first day, maybe not the second day, but you will make sure to see it as soon as you can. Priority 3, you'll see it or you won't. You don't care. You don't know. Where you at, Louis?
Priority 2, closer to priority 3 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Contrary to our previous one, where we just reacted to the House of Guinness, where Luke was surprised, I think this is closer to a priority 1 for me.
Wow. Okay.
So wow.
Wow.
We need Owen Wilson cut in. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Massive nose on that guy. I mean, look at this thing. Like Squidward.
I am looking at the cast right now. Bradley Cooper, Will Arnett, Lauren Dern. I also see that Sean Hayes from Will and Grace is in there.
Mhm.
Peyton Manning is in here. Emily Blunt's in there somewhere. I have no idea how to say the father's name, but he's in a ton of stuff. He's usually like a gangster or mafia boss.
Or a total badass dad.
Yeah. Mr. Hines. That's when I see his face, I actually think of the character from Hotel Transylvania that Adam Sandler's voice is that guy's body. there are several movies that Bradley Cooper is in that he helped produce, and they're usually very, very, very good. So I think I'm in that boat. My favorite movie from him is still where he's a chef living in France. It's called like Burned Twice, Sick and Burned. If you haven't seen it, you'd love it. It's called. Anyway, I'll find out in my session. One. This is a priority one. If I can see this in a theater in Japan, I will. If I can't, I will see it as soon as I can on my home theater in my office.
Yes, so I love stand-up comedy. Massive fan. I love the energy that is stand-up comedy. It's the kind of thing where stand-up comedians are, by definition, expert communicators. That is their job. So
yeah.
I love the whole thing. I once saw Louis C.K. This is pre-cancel at the Orange Peel. He was doing some traveling, and he would just pick up a comedian in Asheville, and he said, "Hey, I want you to open for me." She did 15 minutes, and then he came on and did 45 to an hour. It was the first time I've ever watched, and for good reason. This is the first time I ever saw a comedian, and I thought, "Oh, these people are laughing at a joke that's not funny at all." And I was like, "Oh, he must be testing all this stuff." And I listened to him several times. Obviously, never heard that joke again. And I was like, obviously, it's a fucking bad joke. But all the people around me were like, "Oh, it was a joke about why 12 and 11 don't sound like 13. It was bad, William. I mean, that's a fucking bad joke." But Louis C.K., expert communicator, delivered it well enough that people around me laughed. So no, I was like, This is that's not funny. What are we doing?
Yeah.
But regardless, I love stand-up comedy. The movie here speaks to me also because I have a romantic fascination with New York City.
Okay.
Personally, I love New York City. I'm drawn to it like a moth to the flame. But what I'll say about this specifically is the awkwardness that the Will Arnett's character portrays brings up a lot of mixed feelings inside of me. Like, I don't want stuff I don't want to relive, and being in places I don't ever want to go back to. Like, to me, it's funny, but watching it not be funny to somebody else feeling those same feelings hurts, if that makes any sense.
Oh, I completely agree. If you guys did not know, Luke is quite an accomplished actor, an amazing singer. He's been in lots of plays. I could never do that. I have been to theaters. I've watched his presentation. I've been to the Fox Theater in Atlanta several times. I've seen presentations here in Japan. I actually, due to my tisms, have a very hard time enjoying that because I feel so in tune with the person presenting. And I know you can adjust this. There are people who are acting, and there are people who are the character.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when people sing something or the way it's presented, it's so awkward that it hurts me.
Yeah.
Like, I actually cannot physically enjoy what they're presenting because I feel it empathically so much that I can't enjoy that performance or the rest of it because it has affected me so much. I can hear a song and get goosebumps sometimes. I can feel that way. But I think what might be good here is the therapy of what comedy can be. And you watch a lot of the comedians, late 80s, kind of dark, but kept it funny. A lot of our TV dads in the late 80s and 90s, through movies and television, come to find out, have super dark, racist, sometimes anti-Semitic, talking about sexual stuff. We had no idea because we were little kids and we didn't see them live. Right. Whereas now, like, comedians have started to go back toward those black jokes, the dark comedy, the slightly what we couldn't have said for the last 10 or 15 years, right? And they're getting a little less afraid to hurt the comedy, to be afraid of get canceled. And there's sometimes people tell jokes that are too relatable, that it's just like, maybe we shouldn't talk about that. Or like you said, there are some stories that are not to be talked of again. And no matter how therapeutic that could be. I let Luke drive my truck one time. I drove a 1984 Ford Ranger crew cab, like single cab, five speed,
4-cylinder. Yeah.
no air conditioning, 240 air conditioning, 2 windows down at 40 miles per hour. We're driving outside the University of North Carolina at Charlotte, where I went to school, and he turns that truck around backwards, complete perfect pit maneuver stop in the middle of an intersection while the lights are changing,
and then back to forward,
like it was like forward. And it was, we almost died.
It was awesome.
We probably could have easily died right there. That's a therapy moment. That was a, oh my God, this is so awesome. We probably should have died. These trucks roll over. People in Charlotte don't care about other turn signals, lanes. It's off of a major interstate. That I can relate to. That's the thing, but
it's funny. But like going to what you're talking about, like watching a man go up on open mic on a Wednesday. I assume it's an open mic. It feels like he didn't know where he's going. So
yeah, it's his first time.
Watching a man go up and talk about the worst moment in his life.
Yeah.
And to try to, like you say, communicate it through therapy on stage and to try to work through it that way is so inappropriate. And I understand the payoff. The payoff is the payoff's at the end when it's like, yeah, observational comedy. This sucked. And here's what was funny about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I understand
Which
that's
isn't for everybody.
No,
which isn't for everybody.
And part of dealing with grief, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about grief here. Part of dealing with grief is acceptance. That is the last part of grief. And that clip at the very beginning, I obviously very far from acceptance in that moment.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy. Like there are things in my life where I'm just like, I don't ever want to remember these things.
And you also have,
and they weren't funny, and they still aren't.
Those points of being a performer and being in front of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, just like talking about professional athletes, people who have never stood on stage in front of a crowd or even one person and tried to perform really should not comment on it, because it's putting yourself emotionally out there, right? Like,
yeah,
you're presenting a story, a feeling, a concept, and people are, oh, the play wasn't good. Okay, you go memorize these lines outside of your normal work schedule, practice with other people who are not getting paid, and go do this thing.
Right.
Because you love it. Like, I think we will get to see a lot of things about society that recently maybe we couldn't talk about. One thing I saw in there, apparently Laura Dern is his wife that he's getting divorced from. I think that one of the things that's interesting is we always see people talk about divorce, stealing the money and taking that like they grew apart. It's not working. She mentions to him when he gets off on the train, probably to go do a show somewhere, are you okay? And I'm sure there are some divorces out there that are horrible and awful, but it might be refreshing to see two adults who, out of love for each other, for the family that they've built, saying it doesn't work, but we can still care about each other.
Boy, that's,
and like,
yeah, see, I didn't get that at all, but
like,
I hope
because
I
live in Japan and I see a lot of divorces between Japanese and a lot between foreigner and Japanese. Culturally, it's very hard, but I'm hoping that they can present that in this movie. That it's like, it doesn't have to be take half of my everything and pay child support forever. And you're abusive and you cheated on me and you're a drunkard. It's just like, I sacrificed for you. It didn't work out.
Yeah, that dude's for sure a drunk. Let's not get weird about it.
Well,
they wouldn't have shown him taking a sip of booze in the very first moment without that being like, okay.
Yeah.
He's not just trying to settle his nerves. That guy, you just have to settle his nerves.
It does have the same cinematography and lighting as A Star Is Born.
Right.
And so I'm really interested. I'm really, really curious. What is Peyton Manning doing in this film?
So separate from what we were talking about, which has been slightly awkward, the comedians that I've been listening to, they talked about auditioning for a movie, and they said they couldn't talk about it, and I think it's this one because they're New York comedy. They are New York comedians, and I think they had the opportunity to go with the Peyton Manning and with other people that might be more infamous on a larger scale than like a stand-up person who's got like one Netflix special.
Jordan Jensen, the lady who looks like she could be a lesbian but isn't, but often makes jokes about it.
Yeah, she was the door person.
Yeah, she's in it.
She was a door person, right?
Yeah.
Amy Sedaris, also a comedian. Peyton Manning. But regardless, there was part of this where I was just like, boy, when you have a loner dude who is thinking about doing stand-up and his only friend is a fuck up named Bradley Cooper, and then the only thing that he has connected with his ex-wife, ex-partner is her pity for him, and everyone else is paying pity on this dude, and you're just kind of waiting for 2 hours for the payoff of this guy going, I didn't actually kill myself. As a matter of fact, I now know how to communicate my feelings in a jovial way. It helps me, deal with it. And when you listen to stand-up comedians, a lot of them they do have ex-wives who had to go through this situation, or they had, they go through stuff. So it's a lot. That was a lot for me personally.
We have a lot of comedians we know that have dark tendencies, that have had those dark moments, and like probably the round table, the actors table with Jim Carrey is like one of the hardest to watch, because him just talking about how dark things got and who is he really as a human. Talk about
a guy who became the most famous person in the world in 1993. And then right after him, it was Will Smith. So it was Jim Carrey and then Will Smith. And these two people were the most famous people in the world. And then Jim Carrey went on to do some things, and Will Smith went on to continue to be kind of famous. But then Jim Carrey just fell off. And I'd tell you the movie that I think got him, it was the movie where he's inside the bubble and it's a reality TV show.
The Truman Show.
Yeah, when you watch that show, when you watch that movie, you see him.
It's one of our dad's favorite movies, by the way.
It's phenomenal. It freaks me out, but it's really cool. When you watch that movie and you see him do the thing, you're like, oh, this guy actually thinks he's in a TV show all the time. Like, actually.
Well,
this person, like Jim Carrey, thinks he's in the Truman Show
No, it was Dave Chappelle said he went to meet Jim Carrey when he was making the Andy Hoffman show, and then he was all the time him, and he was like, I came to meet Jim Carrey, like not this other dude. But
anyway,
he said stuff going, but I think this will be an interesting point. I think there could be potential for some cool memes. So like, they walk into his apartment and it's like a lone yard chair, a mattress, an Xbox, and a TV. And it's like, this is all you got? It's like, all I need.
What are we doing?
I need.
No. I mean, it just reminds me of a bad trip.
Okay.
I don't know how to say it. That movie trailer was like, oh, that feels like a bad trip.
I think it will be very good, and I'm looking forward to it. So we've
Also-
talked your ears off.
Also, by the way, Laura Dern, ageless. Ageless. I mean, she was in her 20s, early 20s when she did Jurassic Park. And that came out in what, 93, 94? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so we've talked your ears off. We like these. We've got different ideas, and we'd like to hear yours. So, like always, the couch is open. No need for holds, fives. We've got lots of content coming out. Luke's trying to do his best to keep us coming out daily. On the daily. With book reviews, TV reviews, talking about trailers, and reacting to some series. So if you'd like to join us here on the couch and become a tater like us, hit like, subscribe, become a member, and until next time, deuces.
Peace.